Hi everyone, welcome to Straight from the Divine Tarot. We are Sunday, August 3rd, 2025, and I'm doing a general collective reading for you. You can switch the genders of the roles as you need to throughout the read. That's fine. Just remember, only take what applies in your situation and only what applies, okay? If it doesn't resonate with you, if you're not already aware of it, it doesn't belong to you, leave it alone. Thank you for being here. I'm truly grateful to each and every one of you. Hopefully you've had a great weekend, a beautiful day. I thank you for all your love and your support. You guys are wonderful. I love you guys so very much. Let's see, where are we going to go with this read, Spirit? What is the message here, please? Spirit guides, guardian angels, ancestors, the white light. What's the message here? So we have wisdom in reverse. Could be divorce or separation. This is the Hierophant in reverse. Bad counsel. False contracts. Could be crime, corruption, crooked judge, leader, or spiritual leader, no faith, don't believe in family values or tradition. Somebody was pulling some strings maybe for someone else. Abuse of power, abuse of authority. Somebody wasn't thinking straight. Wisdom in reverse. So they thought they were all cunning and sly and clever. I guess they're not. Oh, no more conflict, no more defeat. 5-5. So get ready for the unexpected. This is change, profound change. They couldn't defeat you, couldn't cause conflict in your life, or you're not feeling conflicted about this anymore. I heard anymore, or at all. Divorce or separation, like I said, somebody broke some laws. This is bad advice, bad counsel. If you have a platform, maybe somebody wanted to take you off your platform. It looks like they might be leaving theirs. Somebody had no authority. This is corruption, abuse of power, abuse of authority. Bad counsel, like I said. Somebody wanted power and control over you. Very power hungry. Bending to public pressure. Not very divine. No divinity here. No authority. They could have lost their authority or abused it. This is a bully. This is a tyrant. This is somebody in their ego, in their pride, conceited, right? You only care about their image and what money can buy and what they look like in front of people. So this is fast forward motion here. Accelerated motion could be communication, action, and or travel. Typically is known as good news. You're not heartbroken over this. Somebody thought something was going to break your heart. You're not grieving this. This could be a doppelganger. We got this in the last read. They wanted power and control over you. They wanted to disempower you, devalue you. Wanted you to make all the sacrifices for them, and they weren't willing to do anything for you. Or this is a power of attorney of some sort, or a doppelganger pretending to be you. They wanted power. Wanted to dominate you. Somebody was in their lustful energy. Very egotistical here. You proved to be too resilient, too powerful, too strong for them, courageous, and this is not a victory. They couldn't overpower you. Couldn't overtake you in whatever this is. You knew this person was a karmic, or people are now seeing it for what it is. It was all one-sided. The last read was they started a crusade against you. It was all one-sided, stacked against you, right? Done behind your back. It's not victorious here. They're not going to have any success, or they're trying to thwart your success or your victory. They made some poor decisions here, didn't use their higher wisdom. They're getting some consequences for it. Bad decisions. You parted ways. There's no harmony here. This is a lesson for sure. Yeah, unrequited love. They gave out false and misleading information about you. If it's not love, if it's family, friend, business, well, it wasn't fair. It wasn't reciprocal. They were counting on you to go back to another toxic cycle with them. If this is your family ain't shit. You're having no good memories with whomever this is. Somebody could have lost a child or children. They didn't want to give you your flowers. Well, that's just too bad. They caused a lot of trauma bonding. For the amount of emotional wounding they've created or committed themselves to doing against you, I think that they know there's no coming back for the amount of pain they tried to cause you, or they did cause you, or others. No material or spiritual prosperity here. 6 again. This was unbalanced. This was unfair. Not equally yoked. They wanted you unbalanced. This could be a bankruptcy of some sort. They breadcrumbed you, used and abused you, treated you horribly, or fraud or theft. 6-6. There's a lot of 6s here. So balance is being restored. You use your third eye. You see, you're a seer. You have intuition here. They couldn't block this. You're very wise. You have a direct connection with source. This is experiential wisdom as well. You've gone through highs and lows in your life that prepared you for whatever this is. Yeah. You're going to be celebrating soon. This could be a group, a friend group, a third party. You're going to be celebrating. They want to reconcile with you now for material harvest. Somebody's being investigated. This group is being investigated. They were stealing from you. You're going to be celebrating. You're going to regain all of this and then some, I heard, on your own. You do have a direct connection with Source. Somebody was doing something over and over again, didn't want to learn a lesson, didn't want to stop. They're resisting change. It's a permanent, profound ending or loss for them. This group maybe was going to, they're being investigated. Maybe they tried to take you out or said you were no longer here. Yeah, fulfillment of wishes, right? For the wish fulfillment. They were very, very satisfied in doing what they were doing here. You hold the treasure, by the way. You're coming into wish fulfillment. You left your heart chakra open. It's beautiful. You have stability here with the 4. You took back your power and you're bossed up. They don't have the spiritual strength you have. They're hiding and cloaking this. Somebody was not aware. Maybe they thought they were stronger than you. They don't want to be alone. Oh boy. Throat chakra. Somebody didn't speak some truths here. This is a crime. They're not strong enough here. This is corruption, abuse of power, abuse of authority. They're trying to siphon from your sacral chakra here. Doing magic, shit-talking, unwise counsel, but the secrets are not coming out. Or they claimed that you were a whore. They lied about you. The secrets are not coming out. They didn't choose wisely. They're running out of options, or they didn't want to give you any options. They didn't want you having any viable options. Now somebody doesn't know what to do. They saw through the illusions. You saw through it. It was all illusions. No more confusion. Your solar plexus, you got strong will. You are the real Slim Shady stand up. So there's a doppelganger trying to be a divine emperor, a divine feminine energy, male or female. You are the divine feminine energy. Strong will here. Solar plexus chakra. Prosperity is beginning. And they were trying to, it could be a family that you have, or this is your family. They're trying to uproot you. You're firmly planted here, okay? They're trying to keep you down, trying to pluck off your fruit here, trying to pillage off of you, but you're firmly in place here. This is conscious awareness. You do co-create with the divine. You have a direct connection with them. You're manifesting something new. Prosperity is beginning. It's beautiful. You have all the tools you need, and you knew this. They wanted to uproot you. They wanted you homeless, to appear homeless, crazy, to appear like you have addictions, to fit their narrative, their false tales here. Damn. What's that saying I just posted the other day? It was by David Icke. Yesterday's acorn is today's... Today's mighty oak is yesterday's a nut refusing to... I can't remember. Today is yesterday's nut refusing to move on, or I can't remember how it goes. Anyways, it is what it is. Sorry about that. I butchered it. Congratulations. Prosperity is beginning. Emotional withdrawal. You could be emotionally withdrawn. You have a strong cutoff game, I just heard. So somebody knows that they cause a lot of damage. Emotional, physical, financial, societal, maybe with your relationships. And they know that you can't get that back 100%. Because just say they went to your exes, your ex-friends, your family members that you had problems with to come up after you. Total strangers, people you work with. You can't get that back. You're never going to trust these people again. How could you? Not very wise. They stepped in dung, and now they can't get out of it. They can't get rid of the smell. Wisdom in reverse. 5 in reverse. Okay, this flipped over. Distracted. They try to keep you distracted. Sidetrack, change, and delays, causing delays in your world. Trying to distract a court or an institution. This reminds me of blood. Cells. Blood cells. There could be something to do with blood cells here. They were doing some sort of magic on you. Ecstasy. It could be an actual something they took, or they're something bliss, ecstasy, chasing thrills, excitement, and good times. So somebody was being distracted here with cheap thrills. Not very wise. Chasing. Pursuit, toxicity, and resilience. Somebody's chasing after something, after your life, after what's yours. Could be a runner-chaser dynamic. They're hoping that you would chase them. I don't think so. Expecting, faith, and manifesting. You're manifesting something beautiful. They're hoping, expecting that, I don't know, you're going to lose faith. That's what I'm picking up. And that whatever you, yeah, they curse themselves. They trying to curse you. They're hoping that the curse took effect, not curse them. Hex, witchcraft, and negative mind. There you go. Beginnings. Try again, new direction, start over. So they kept doing these hexes over and over again because it wasn't taking place. It wasn't, and nothing was happening in your end. It's all happening on theirs. Maybe not directly to them, but this group that they're working with. And everybody's putting two and two together. They're hopeless. They're feeling hopeless, sinking, despair, falling apart. They're getting karma. Consequences, cause and effect, and deaths. And it's also backfires, right? Possibilities, free-spirited adventure, and risks. And they're conflicted. Decisions, hot and cold, multiple choices. They're under a lot of stress. They're trying to cause stress to you or others. There's a lot of turbulence here, tension and arguments. Yeah, broken. They were doing glamour spells, mirror spells, trying to mirror you. Scrying even. Trying to see what you're up to. Shattered, heartbroken, and destroyed. It was all a fantasy. Somebody's fantasy wanting to be you. Daydreaming, imagining, and fantasizing. They cross the boundaries here. You put up a boundary. No is a direct... It's a sentence. It's a complete sentence. Drawing the line. Enough is enough. Yeah. You want peace. You live in peace. You have balance, harmony. Somebody wants to be friends with you. Once again, there's a realization. They overstepped here, okay? Epiphanies, understandings, and awakenings. Yep. Abandoned. They're being abandoned by their groups, by their friends. Left out, walked away, and cold. People are walking away from them. They're being rejected, like the first read. Abandoned, dismissed, in irrational fear. They're too prideful, okay? They wanted to be a divine feminine energy. Yin, feminine energy, male or female. Very arrogant, ego, and stubborn. Now here comes the emotional storm. Turmoil's unstable and affected. So people are driving this person away because they cause so much chaos in people's worlds, in their lives. You just can't be doing this anymore. Wisdom 5 in reverse. Distracted. Sidetrack, change, delays. This could be a dark spiritualist, a warlock. This could be a crooked judge or leader or spiritual leader. They made some unwise choices here. You got sidetracked, distracted by lust, partying. I don't know. Put that back in. Or that's what they were trying to do, distract you. Meanwhile, they were pillaging from you, committing crimes behind your back. Well, this doesn't belong in here, does it? No, that's okay. Wisdom 5, distracted. Where are we going with this, please, Spirit? They caused a lot of delays here. Sunset. Something by sunset tonight, maybe. Lost loved one. Memories. Elder. Night falls. Could be an elder person having memories here. You could be, somebody's in the latter stage of their life. I don't know. Something's going to happen. Maybe this person's trying to distract themselves. Maybe they're doing, I don't know, numbing their feelings with alcohol or other things. They're faced with a lot of memories. There's been some loss of life here, and they're facing this. They're hoping, wish, expect, and desire. You could be this person. They're hoping that you're going to go by nightfall. I don't know. You're too wise for them yet. Prudence. You're very prudent. You have a lot of foresight, transcendence. So something is changing here, okay? People are changing their perception of you and the situation potentially. This was all based out of greed. Laziness, obsession, cruelty, and stupidity. Gravity here. It's very grave. Somebody's going to be grounded. Somebody could be working in aviation. They can't travel. Something's gone over someone's head here. Something to do with attraction, magnetic field, and potential energy. They're trying to siphon from you for sure. They have to land this plane. I just heard that loud and clear. So they've been doing this over and over again. Now this plane has to land. They have to stop. Yeah, empty room because everybody's going the other way. No people, the end opportunity. So it's the end of their opportunities. This is an opportunist, or they were all opportunists. They were all getting something out of it. Yeah, streets. There's a lot of people talking on the streets, or they're for the streets, or they're getting kicked out onto the streets, or they're trying to make you homeless. So something's circulating here, something to do with sports or an exhibit, or they used you as an exhibit. You were exciting. What they were doing to you was so much fun, you know what I mean? They obviously had nothing better to do with their time. You could be a vendor, opening up a pop-up store somewhere, basement, storage, imprisonment, and damp. So somebody's going around talking on the source or further streets. They wanted to imprison you somehow. You could live in a basement. There's something damp here. Some pipes could have burst. Something to do with storage. Somebody was storing something. Either it's information, it could be digital, it could be anything. And they're sorry now. Okay? So this could have came with some pipe burps, some bursted pipes. I just heard that loud and clear. If you and other people in your circle experienced within the last couple of years pipes bursting in your basement, this was a backfire from some of the spell work they did, and somebody lost their life. Now they're sorry. It's the unspoken apology, eternal regret. Yeah, you're letting it go, or people are letting this person go, or they're going to have to let this go. Surrender, open, give up, and release. So they were doing some sort of water magic or something like that. I don't know much about magic, but I did hear other readers talk about sewer. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, something to do with sewers. I don't know. I don't know. Everything's starting to smell like shit around them. Wisdom 5 in reverse. Distracted. Sunset. Where are we going? For some reason, they're trying to distract somebody. Theft. Yeah. So you wouldn't notice the theft. Something to do with sunset. By nightfall. Faded. Something's faded. They're under surveillance, or they had you under illegal surveillance. Something to do with a wedding. It could be a false wedding, or maybe you're going to find out you're married under somebody impersonated you. I don't know. And you got married. There's a breakup. There's a lot of distrust going on here. This is a gold digger and a cloud chaser. They called you one. Somebody's full of hate. Okay, that will eventually show up as some form of cancer. So you better let go of this hate and the anger. It doesn't help you. Yeah, something to do with passion, an engagement. Somebody had fetishes, yeah, wanting to be you. There's a mild illness here. Someone's very bitter. Confidence. These could be con men and women, and or they hate the fact that you're very confident. Still, and yet again, you're very healthy. You're confident, you're healthy, or they're confident they're healthy. Maybe they're not. Yeah, you're a psychic. You're a seer. Custody or child support. Bad news. Somebody's comparing themselves. Yeah, it's a thief of joy. Social services. Maybe they're defrauding social services under your name. Someone felt entitled. They're superficial. They're trying to cover this up here. It's a reversal. This could be a backfire from spell work, or whatever they wished upon you is happening to them now. They thought it was funny at one time, right? Yeah, flying monkeys. They all laughed at you with their flying monkeys. All these secrets here, doing stuff in secret, secret competition, all these lies, something to do with a house or a condo. This fraud, definite fraud here. And the truth is coming out. The secrets are being revealed. Somebody's middle-aged, you or them, and they're out of options. Sadistic supply. So they weren't just hurting you. Them and their flying monkeys, which is their supply, flying monkeys, whatever, all laughed at what they were doing to you. But the flying monkeys didn't realize that they were actually being compromised and placed in a very, very bad situation where they're going to have to pay one way or the other, especially with this spell work, especially with this fraud. So this person, this karmic, whomever was at the helm of this, that started this, was actually hurting their sadistic supply. That's what it means. They were getting off on not just hurting you, but the people that they surrounded themselves with. They got off on it. It's a troll and a hater. Full of jealousy. They're nothing but a clown. They got clowned all right. They're ignorant. They're only there to get theirs. I'm only here to get mine. Reactive abuse, poking the bear, trying to get reactive abuse out of you, right? To show off. See, told you they'd do this. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. They're facing an eviction, something to do with a nickname and an eviction, slander and libel. So, ulterior motives, and there's an ulterior agenda here. This is a love bomber. They're hostile and confrontational. Confirmation bias. Somebody's very kinky. Some kinky partner here. All manipulation. They're unattractive, inexperienced, and they're feeling some sort of shame, or they should be ashamed of themselves. You have a great deal of faith in your leveling up, or they wanted to level up off of you. This was nothing but disrespect. Public humiliation. They tried to publicly humiliate you. I think the humiliation is going to stay with them, though. If you've done nothing wrong, what do you have to be humiliated for, right? We make mistakes. We're all human. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to be ashamed of what I've done or said. I've learned from it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you should be thinking too, right? You just don't repeat these patterns. Wisdom, 5 in reverse, distraction, sunset, and theft. They could be stealing from elderly folks as well. Maybe folks in palliative care, or they're targeting older folks, middle-aged folks to come after them. And maybe you know about it because it came out in the last read. You know about it, you're speaking about it, and they want to shut you up. You know about it because you get your downloads right from source, and you're highly intuitive. So they could have been sending magic your way to shut you up, and it's just backfiring onto them. Thank you, Spirit. It's a tower. Whatever they were trying to build here was built on a false foundation, giving off a false sense of security and false impressions. It's going to happen quickly. It's going to be suddenly. It's meant to redirect. This universe stepping in. It's a big fat no. You're the Empress, divine feminine energy, male or female. You're a creator. Through your pain, you create new life, whether through children, philanthropy, humanitarianism, through your arts and crafts, whatever it is that you create. This is unconditional love, very nurturing and sweet and down to earth, grounded. Could be a mature woman or a pregnancy. Yeah, they scapegoated you. They're not happy, or you're not happy. This is the end of a family or a group. It's not wish fulfillment, that's for sure. They scapegoated you. They wanted to be an empress, to land this emperor, this divine masculine energy. Take your pick. This could be female or male, it doesn't matter. You bossed up. They're not happy that you bossed up. You're not just the divine feminine, but you're now the divine masculine as well. You have authority, or this could be somebody different. Take your pick. They wanted to be a divine feminine. This is a home wrecker, so they can land this emperor. Well in reverse. Let's see what that means. I always forget in this deck because I don't use it that often, so bear with me. Destruction, endings cold and stagnant. So they wanted to destroy you, but they only brought destruction to themselves. If this is a higher level soulmate that went along with this scheme, they've been demoted. They cause nothing but destruction. Fool, you're innocent. You're taking a leap of faith. You're innocent. This is a new beginning for you. You're under the umbrella of the universe here. Somebody looked at you like you were a fool, or they got played like a fool by the devil. There you go. Toxic and karmic. They're obsessed with you. Try to bind you. Now they're bound. This could be a contract as well. They have addictions, obsessions, and codependency issues. Could be a contract or taxes. This is devil energy. They want a power and control. 6 of Wands exposed. Public humiliation. Hiding from the public. They could be on the down low. Yeah. They want to unburden themselves. Or you have no burdens. You're not going to take on their burdens. Ending a cycle. They're obsessed with maybe trying to embarrass you in public, disgrace you. They are a public disgrace here. Truth, they're a disgrace. Truth and clarity is a breakthrough. Try to cut you out of something, or they're going to be cut out of something. Trying to take your crown, your crown chakra. They can't pretend they have a direct connection with source. You either have it or you don't. This is a breakthrough. This is new beginnings. Communications coming through about an investment. They're finding out the truth. They were harvesting from you or others. They underestimated you, that's for sure. They were leaning on a hoe, or hoe was leaning onto them. You know what I mean? You planted some seeds, are now growing. You watered them. You nurtured them. They were waiting to harvest from you. Yeah, they felt entitled. They were impersonating you. This is forgery. They're stealing your work, ideas, or achievement. As a poser and a player, they're very combative, combative, argumentative, confrontational, abusive. They think their shit don't stink. They're very, the sense of entitlement is very great here. They're trying to hold you back from this investment, from this money, or this money's being held back from them. They're not happy. They're doing stuff in the dark, no truth or clarity. Could be sick as well. Yeah, they don't want to be alone. This is wanting a life of luxury off your back, wanting you to appear unstable. This could be a financial crime as well. This is somebody that does not mind their own business, okay? I mean, they're not independent. They don't have... They're needy. Let's put it that way. They're greedy, they're selfish, they're codependent and clingy, and they're very unstable and insecure. Wanting a life of luxury. Somebody's taking action. This is new beginnings, new passion opportunities, growth, expansion. Somebody uses SMEX to get what they want. Yeah, third party. So they wanted to take their third party, their karmic, and give them the life of a divine feminine energy. But they don't know what that entails. They think it's all about having a power couple and having riches and showing off in front of people and having some kind of power to do so. They don't. You elevated and you used your higher wisdom and you ascended here. Somebody's made a decision, something to do with a contract for a home. Third party. They married this third party, maybe under your name. It could be financial, mortgage fraud, financial fraud, ID fraud. This is your family here. Made a decision with a family. You're stable and secure, by the way. You know your value and your worth. They can't ignore this any longer. Whatever this is, about a home, a business, stability, a family, or a marriage. You're married to a third party. It was based off of schmecks. Somebody's going to be taking some action. There's something to do with a contract for a home or a business or marriage. Somebody's ascended, making a decision. Yeah, 8 of Wands. This is a backfire. Bad news, no communication. So they sold a home, stole a home with no communication, trying to stop your forward motion. Something stopped suddenly. Bad news. Yeah, this is corruption, abuse of power, abuse of authority. Money motivated. That's a bully. They're greedy, materialistic, jealous, and lazy. They're get rich quick schemes here, okay? It's a bully. They love to spend money. They just don't want to make it. Yeah. They're being blocked here, or they're trying to block you. This could be a gatekeeper, but you have a higher perception, or somebody else does. Somebody has the advantage. Obviously, you did have the advantage. You're standing 10 toes down, standing in your power. You go your own way. You're divinely protected and guided. You overcame. This is awareness. Somebody needs to take accountability and bring back balance to a situation. It's radical acceptance. Universally driven. This is victory. This could be the authorities coming through, trying to block your forward motion. Ooh. Unalive. They wanted you to be unalived. You're being protected from this. You're still moving forward. This is conscious awareness. You're in charge. You're in control. This could be the authorities coming through to tell you what they plan to do. You overcame all of this all on your own. This was an injustice. There we go. So somebody with authority is going to come speak to you. Somebody could be afraid here, lost control of the situation, or you're going to hear about this person in authority that has something to do with it. They had no integrity, loyalty, or honesty. They wanted to really disempower you, make you weak. They're afraid. They're trying to intimidate you, maybe. Said you were crazy, emotionally, mentally unstable. They're going through a dark night of the soul. You're able to put your past hurts behind you. They wanted, this was unfair. They thought they'd make a profit off of you going. Wanted you to go into debt before you went. Maybe, you know, blew up your credit cards or something after somebody's death. I don't know what this is. They're in debt. They're borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. They can't balance this out. They can't play games anymore. This has ended. You are the phoenix rising. Somebody's unstable, unfair. They want to destabilize you. Temperance, but you're healed. You're healthy. You're divinely protected and guided by the angels. You could be an earth angel. You transmute and alchemize. So if they sent you any unalive spells, well, it didn't work. You're very patient. You're very balanced. You're healed. You're a healer, a teacher. You're very fair. Yeah, healed. You're at peace. You're sleeping nice at night. You are protected in this armor, in God's sacred protective armor. Now they're thinking about this, right? They may be staying up all night. How am I going to balance this out? They might have got some bad news. Maybe they're on their way out. I don't know. Yeah, something's happening quickly here. Somebody's angry. The truth is coming out. They tried to sacrifice you with the hangman beneath that. They wanted to slow something down. They're trying to stall something, make you wait. Somebody's feeling trapped and or stuck. No illumination. Don't want to let go. Yeah, doing magic. You're protected from this magic. They could have said you were doing this magic, but it was them. They could have said you were promiscuous, but it was them. Somebody's very jealous of you. Hateful, wrathful, scorned. A bully, wanting power and control. They can't control themselves. Yeah. They said this in a court of law or about a marriage. Something to do with, they were doing magic against a leader of some sort. Judge, leader. It's a marriage or a contract here. Yeah, false contract. Not getting along with the others. Lazy, don't want to put the work in. Very disrespectful. They could be stealing your ideas, your creations, your mastery. They're not masterful at all. They don't get along. They're not cooperating. They can't get any help, but they didn't want to help you, or they're not going to get help from this Hierophant. This could be the divine here. It's dismantling whatever this is. Or you could be spiritually high ranking. I'll see you in court, bitches. Yep, unaware. Don't want to be alone, hiding and cloaking. They were trying to hide and cloak this false contract or third party or this collaboration. They're on their own now. They give out false misleading information. They're trying to hide that they were the reason why children were lost or a child was lost. Unrequited love, a lot of trauma bonding. They caused a lot of trauma in these people's lives. And they're trying to hide this. They were unaware. Yeah. Talking shit. A lot of emotional, mental, verbal, and psychological abuse. But now they want forgiveness. Yeah. They want you going back into another toxic cycle with them. I don't think so. You healed your heart. This is a blessing in disguise for you. They only want to drain you. They didn't want you being loved. They didn't want you having self-love. They don't have self-love. They don't want you being happy, having new beginnings. No emotional support or anything. They could have lost their damn souls. They could be a soulless being right now. You're not going back to the past. They're stuck in the past for whatever reason. Eight of Swords. Somebody didn't care. You're free. This is freeing you from whatever this is. Removing obstacles. They can't restrict you any longer. You're free. Letting go, releasing something. There's a love bomber. You're still doing what you're supposed to be doing without love, without friendship, without support. But this person didn't want to see you getting support or being loved. This is a love bomber. They're doing spell work. You're free. Somebody who's wearing a mask. This is a scam artist. They're getting paid or paying others to do something towards you, or getting paid handsomely from all of this bull crap. They got to balance something out. But this is a love bomber wearing a mask. Okay, very insincere. They're giving and receiving with others, prioritizing others, and now they have to balance this bullshit out. It was all a scam. You were very generous, and they never supported you. You were very generous. This could be a law and order doctor. It could be a professional, male or female. Somebody knows the truth, okay? Coming in, somebody with authority. They were getting paid. They're trying to pay people, an authority figure. They partnered up to do this. Could be a soulmate, somebody speaking some truths. They have to cut their losses. They want you to come back, or they think they can come back. They have to come back for a judgment. So they're dealing with an institution. This is awareness. They want a second chance. Now, this isn't love, though, okay? They were just draining you. They thought you can come back, or they can come back and drain you some more. This is a wake-up call. They have to take accountability. If they come back, they're going to have to take accountability. They want you to save them, right? They're going to have to cut their losses. They knew this was a losing proposition. Thought they could, at the end of the day, you would know it was them behind it, and they could always come back towards you, right? A decision's been rendered. They're under divine judgment. They lied. People are mad at them. They're fighting. They were jealous, and they were very, very abusive. They lied. They spread rumor, gossip, and slander. They were petty, and they were cruel. This is news they don't want to hear, or you don't want to hear. More lies? No way. More jealousy? No way. You don't want to hear more. At the end of the day, they were targeting you. This is self-sabotage. They could be stalking you and harassing you online. They want you offline if you're online, or they kept repeating something over and over again, didn't want to learn a lesson, didn't want it to end. The lessons haven't taken yet. It's unfinished business with the universe. They have no protection. This is not successful here. They can't move, don't want to move. They can't travel. Four of Pentacles, they can't hold back from you any longer. They can't hold you back anymore. Somebody's very unstable and insecure. They have no savings. They didn't save any of the money they stole from you or defrauded. They can't hold on to this any longer. They have no protection. Yeah, letting go of a Queen of Swords, a lying sack of crap, male or female. Who lied, who was vindictive and vile and spiteful. Very angry. Troublemaker here, okay? Committed some crimes here. This is abuse. They endangered others. They were reckless. They can't be trusted here. They intercepted some money or mail. They didn't give you your money. They can't come correct. This is not their rite of passage. They're immature, non-committal, very, very irresponsible. Can't be relied upon. They could have gotten involved with you. They didn't give you your money. The sweetheart. This could be you or someone else, male or female. Okay, you remained emotionally balanced, stable, mature, loving, kind, nurturing, and sweet. They cannot slow you down any longer. You used your intuition to get through. You had vision here. You foresaw this. Your ships are coming in. You're not looking back. You're not going back to the past. You're moving forward. Where you belong is elsewhere, far. You have other offers and opportunities elsewhere. You know where you need to go, and it's not backwards. You know that they were plotting and planning against you anyways. You're prepared. You're preparing for something. Yeah, you let them go, or they're going to get let go. They have to give this up. They're angry, and they are scared. No communication. Lies, right? Bad news. Somebody lost a child. They know that you foresaw. There's something about a child, an adult child or a young child, that you saw. You know that how they left this realm, and it was directly associated to this person. This is a lot of lies, okay? They were throwing rocks, hiding hands. They were very juvenile. They felt entitled. This is a drama starter. Wanting your destiny. They're trying to stall you, hold you back. It's all falling back onto them. They're getting some karma. They wanted to make it look like whatever they did to you, they wanted to make it look like it was you getting karma for something you did to them. Against them, you did nothing against these people. It's a reversal of fortune, a change of direction. They wanted your abundance. It could be one of those abundance transfers or your destiny transfers. You can't do that. They're trying to stall, trying to set, they're trying to stall something from happening here, so you would have no options, no viable options, or they're out of options here. Seeing through the illusions, all that glitters isn't gold. There's no more confusion. Sobek, that reminds me of Sobek. So their hearts have been weighed. They're getting karma. They're stuck. It could be a sudden disappearance or sudden arrival. They're stuck. There's no contingency plans. They didn't plan for this. They have no vision. They can't see. They wanted you waiting. You have no choice but to wait. You know, live in poverty. Live in whatever else they wanted for you. Alone, poverty. You're not waiting. They're going to wait forever and ever in this. The mask is on, right? They wanted you gone. They don't know what to do. Yeah, this is about money. They wanted you waiting for this money, these opportunities. This is divination. You started something new. You took a practical approach. You're very blessed with spiritual gifts. Okay, this is all aces in the upright are gifts from the divine. He handed you a gift, but somebody was trying to come in to take it away from you. Okay, this could be a younger person. You're discovering somebody's gathering some information here. This could be divination as well. This is good financial news for you. You took a different approach. Somebody might be coming in to give you a little gift of something. Oh, somebody's learning something. They were doing magic. They were shit talking. Unwise counsel. They were paying for spell work to be done. Oh, yeah. To ruin you. But the truth is coming out. This is financial ruin, spiritual jail. Yeah, they're going to be arrested. This is illumination. They're acting like a martyr now. They can't slow you down. You overcame everything they sent your way. You found your confidence. And they're going to get let go, or people are letting this person go. Now they're acting like a martyr. Poor me, but they put themselves here. Okay? All they have to do is let go of this rope, and they're not bound to anything. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's illumination. It's been a waste of time. They're letting go. They're getting let go by this group, cult, coven, secret society, or third party, or friend group, or they're all being arrested here. Yeah, this is a warlock, this is a poser, a player. They bit off more than they can chew. Yeah, conscious awareness. Somebody's taking action here. They're in their emotions here. This is self-love, new love, true love. This is new beginnings. You're very loved, okay? This new beginnings, happiness, emotional support. Your cup runneth over. It's the King of Cups. Male or female coming to your aid, or this is you. You're remaining stoic, not wearing your heart on your sleeve. Yeah, a loss of a child. Somebody's feeling you rejected and abandoned. Somebody's doing magic. They know it, okay? Somebody's not sorry. This is somebody feeling abandoned, having an emotional outburst. They're immature and insincere and very childish. The truth is coming out about a lost child or something like that, or them abandoning you. Them not being sorry. They can't hide this any longer. There's no more confusion. Queen of Pentacles. Somebody was jealous of you, greedy, materialistic, selfish, jealous, codependent, clingy. It's embarrassing and disgraceful. They wanted to disgrace you. They wanted you stuck in a unstable financial situation. They wanted you to look like this, like you were jealous and needy and greedy. Yeah, they didn't want your wishes to come true. They didn't want you to shine. They don't want this out in the open. They wanted you losing hope. But you know your value and your worth. This can't be ignored. Somebody may think they still have an opportunity with you, but they took advantage of a situation they should not have. They were ungrateful and disrespectful. You're not going to ignore this. Maybe you've ignored past slights before, but this is not going to be ignored any longer. Oh, come back here. Four Cups in reverse. Where are we going with this for the collective, please? They expect you just to accept this. There's bullshit from them. Nah. These burdens they placed on your back, you're not ignoring that. They're going to come clean here. They got caught doing whatever they did. They're going to have to come clean. They stole this large amount of money. No more long-term stability, long-term relations. This is family discord. They're going to lose everything. This is a tower. It's going to shock them. Nine of Swords, they're really worried. They're burdened. They can't eat or sleep. They're being haunted by what they've done. The Artist in reverse. They're not creative. They have no creative bent. They were stealing maybe your creations of some sort, okay? And claiming it as their own. The Artist in reverse. Unstable, judgmental, restless, and greedy. So somebody was really greedy. You know, this whole gang is figuring this out. There's a lot of conflict here, competition, jealousy, drama, strife. Yeah, they could be on the run here. You're moving on to a better place. Somebody could be wanting to meet you in calm waters, or they're traveling, or you might be going elsewhere. Wish fulfillment. Seeing clearly what this is, you're going to get your wish fulfillment. Somebody was a glutton. They wanted it all for themselves. They're getting let go. This was a betrayal of their, not just you, but of their group. Working here. You've mastered yourself. You have success. To them, it's a betrayal, you being successful, you mastering something. Or this whole group is realizing that their success isn't success. It was taken from you. Your energy, your ideas, whatever this is, your money. Okay? So they're not successful. Somebody's going to have to... You're very disciplined, or they're going to be disciplined. Thank you, Spirit, for that. I was searching for the last one. Not very wise. They don't have a direct connection with Source, and they can't pretend they do. This is corruption, abuse of power, abuse of authority, bad counsel, warlocks, crooked judges, leaders, or spiritual leaders. No, not traditional. They don't value traditional relationships, and or just they have no belief system. It's a crime of some sort. Divorce or separation. 5-5. Get ready for the unexpected. No more conflict. No more defeat. Oh boy. They thought it wouldn't be a problem. They would just defeat you, no problem. You turned out to be the problem. So they're hoping by sunset something's going to happen. Lost loved one, memories, elder, nightfall. They could be doing a lot of unalive spells towards you, hoping it's going to stick. Trying to distract you, or somebody was distracted here. Sidetrack, change, and delays. Ecstasy, chasing thrills, excitement, good times. So somebody in the equation was being distracted. Maybe they tried to distract you so you wouldn't notice what they were doing. Or somebody else in the equation, could be the whole group, was kept distracted by their sexual wiles or something, or their long, tall tails or something. Partying all the time, trying to discombobulate people so they don't think, right, about this theft. This is fated. They're going to their fate. And so they should. I'm done with people like that. I really am. I don't like people like this. You know, I say it often, I hate the sin, not the sinner, but when somebody could do this to your face, play you in your face, play multiple people, not care about life, human life, not care about anything but themselves. Sorry, I can't trust this person. Can't trust people like that. May they get what's coming to them, and swiftly. Yep, they're in between worlds maybe right now. They wanted to be in your world, but they're stuck in their own. 3, this is the divine feminine. Or this is you. You're getting ready to leave one cycle and go into a new one. Congratulations, male or female. This could be an older woman. This could be a mature woman, a mother. They were wanting to take out. Or it's a pregnancy. This was not fair. This was a crime. 38, and that's 11 in reverse, right? This was an injustice. It could be a miscarriage of justice. Somebody wanting to be you. There's 2 sets of arms there, right? Wanting your crown. But they can't replicate your wisdom. Or you having a direct connection with Source. Owls represent wisdom. It also represents death. They wanted your crown based, you know, it's contingent on you leaving this realm. Their hearts are being weighed here. It was all fantasy. Flexible. 19. You were very flexible. You're hatching something new. Truth and clarity. They're being exposed. This is illumination. You're going to be happy at the end of the day here. Could be this day, could be any day, but they didn't do it by the book. This was an injustice for sure. Somebody followed somebody, a clown. They were all playing follow the leader. They weren't asking questions. They didn't do, maybe their consciences were bothering them, but they didn't stop what was happening. They didn't stop this person. You bent over backwards for these people, or this group did. Maybe you don't know these people, maybe you do. So we have between worlds, transitions, not being quite out of one situation and fully engaged in another, temporary blindness, no man's land. The message is between the worlds is where you must let go of the tendency to make assumptions. This is a time when you are unable to see what is ahead. Cultivate curiosity and trust the process of change and growth. You are done learning the lessons of recent experiences. In this place between what was and what will be is a state of making and unmaking and making again. What is essential now is to admit not knowing. There is great freedom and power to be unleashed. A mystery that is not yours to understand weaves the web of life within a divine matrix of consciousness greater than your own thoughts, feelings, beliefs, desires, and decisions. The seeds that were planted in the past begin to take root, but what surfaces will probably not be what you expect. When you are between the worlds, you are invited to see with the curious eyes of a child glimpsing a rainbow for the first time. Do so, and you will not be disappointed. So the divine knows what's best for you at the end of the at the end of the day, type of thing. I keep saying the end of the day. It must be something to do with the end of today. We think we know what we want, but he knows what's best for us, and it's going to be better than what you thought. You know what I'm saying? So to be fair, 38 in reverse is just a protection message. Or these people thought, oh, this is what's best for this person. Yeah, well, they were wrong. Injustice and equality, pardon me, injustice and inequity are part of life, but they do not have to define your experience. This is a time when you may observe an injustice righted and fairly redressed. So whatever this is going to be corrected. Perhaps you come to the rescue of someone else or are called to answer for a personal slight. So this could be you seeing something being righted, and or somebody in this group knows this was wrong and they're going to bring it about. Perhaps you come to the rescue of someone else or called to answer for a personal slight. You will be amazed by the sense of power that surges through you when you stand up for yourself and others. This card also indicates a good time to advocate for others who are less fortunate. Choose your cause and commit to it because you can make a difference. One thing is for certain, if fairness is your intention, the situation will be resolved for the highest good of all concerned through acts of kindness, empathy, and courage. So if this is somebody else in this group that's going to bring you some justice, good on them. It'll turn out better than they expected, okay? I'm not saying they won't be dealt with. I mean, if they did something to you, they're going to have to deal with it, right? But at the end of the day, I keep saying that. It's going to be what's best for them. 19. Flexible, teachability, open-mindedness, being adaptable without compromising what's most important. A tree's roots are solidly planted in the ground, yet its branches can bend in a hurricane, whereas a rigid structure like a building could come crashing down. Consider how the tree remains supple and secure when everything around it may be in shambles. This is how you need to be now, willing to learn new things, teachable, malleable, yet firmly grounded in who you are. Common sense is important, but so is an open mind. Stay curious, stay open, stay aware. At this time, others will be more flexible with you too. So that could be for you or them. Take it for whatever that is. I do know that bending over backwards for others is over now. When it's not reciprocal, don't bother, okay? It might be your nature to help others, blah, blah, blah. But if it's taking from you and you get nothing back, it's not about getting something back, but it has to be reciprocal or you're causing an imbalance in the universe. And the universe eventually is going to have to come in and rectify it. Okay? That's the way it works. Angels, how are we ending this, please, for the collective? What's the final message here? 938. Keep going. Perseverance, strength, guidance, resilience, success, endurance. The angels are proud of your resilience and efforts. They are sending you strength and guiding you through challenges towards success and prosperity. 3111. Be prepared. I told you were prepared, or you're preparing, or somebody else is. Focus, preparation, trust, communication, adaptability, decision making. Stay focused on your goals even when challenges arise. Keep an open mind. Budget wisely and trust yourself to make the best decisions. 1515, self-care. So you got to take care of yourself, okay? Rest, nourishment, relaxation, boundaries, rejuvenation, healing, and peace. So you might be healing from something, or somebody else in this group is, or needs to. It's okay to prioritize yourself and take the time to rest. Cancel plans if they are overwhelming, and instead recharge with a cozy evening. Nourish your body with good food, sleep, and relaxation. That's what I plan on doing myself. 8, abundance is here. Congratulations. Prosperity, opportunity, financial stability, emotional well-being, and transformation. If you're struggling financially or emotionally due to changes in your life or relationships, your angels want you to know that these difficulties are temporary and also an opportunity for growth. You know, when I was younger, whenever I broke up with somebody, it would feel devastating. It is devastating at times, right? But I always thought, what am I going to do now? Blah, blah, blah. Especially if you were living with them or married to them. You know, we always think, what am I going to do now? I can't do this on my own. But then you find your groove. You find out you can do it by your own. And this is what it's all about. It's about learning and elevating and growing. And these soulmates come into our lives to teach us these lessons that are necessary for us to grow. Yeah, they did bad things to us on this level, in this matrix, but on a higher level, when you're back home with these people, you are under contract with these people. You ask this person to do this, so to wake you up, kind of thing. I know it's hard to understand, especially when you're in the thick of it right now, but they're doing their job. They're under contract to wake you up to do these horrible things, okay? Because you have it within you to overcome. So you have new beginnings. Congratulations with a whole bunch of abundance, or that's what they were hoping for. Fresh start, opportunities, creation, hope, positivity, and growth. Everything starts with a blank slate. So you cleaned your slate. You wiped it clean, sterilized it, and you have the power to create whatever you desire. Embrace a fresh start with an open mind. New opportunities are on their way, so stay positive and hopeful. 1331, good fortune. I can't make this up. They're a lucky shirt. Where you've ascended, okay? The ascended masters are working with you, or you can be an ascended master. Good fortune, advice, comfort, major change, individuality, independence. You kept your individuality. You didn't want to be anybody but who you are. Some people here wants to be, they want to be other people. They're cookie cutters, right? You see it all over the internet. People trying to be other people. It's like, kid, be more original. Nah. When I see somebody trying to be somebody else, nah, I can't listen to them. So advice, comfort, major change, individuality, independence. Have faith in your skills and talents, as they are a tool that can provide you with a bright future. A piece of good advice, a moment of enlightenment, or a comforting message is on its way. Everything will work out in your favor. Do you understand that? So congratulations. Do not lose hope. I don't think you will. I think your faith is absolute, and so it should be. Because you are manifesting something beautiful. You are co-creating with the divine, as above, so below, as within, as without. These people are going to go without. Maybe the first time in their whole lives. Maybe they've been like this their whole life. Take. Feeling entitled to everything everybody has. Well, they're going to find out awful quick. Right? Let's see them take while they're in jail. See how that's going to go over. Anyways, congratulations. Until next time, take care.